Welcome! The Perfect World Major has begun and we're gonna do the pick'em today for the first stage, the opening stage. My name is Bert Burlington and I will be making a video for every stage of the major, the opening stage, the elimination stage and of course the playoffs. So subscribe now if you want to get that diamond coin because I will get you that, man. I'm gonna get you. I swear on my life I will get you that. That's it. Alright, I'm trying my best. You also want to subscribe because we're gonna talk about more Counter-Strike after the major, like for example the roster shuffles and everything. So subscribe right down below. But now, let's get into those pick'ems. Let's just see which teams we have here. It's Furia, the Mongols, Virtus Pro, Liquid, Complexity, Pain, Big, MIBR, FlyQuest, Gamer Legion, Wildcard, Imperial, Passion UA, Fnatic, Cloud9, Rare Atom. So since the start of CS2, the major pick'em has changed into you having to pick 2 correct 3-0 picks and the remaining qualifier teams. But also you have to pick 2 correct 0-3 for maximum points. And we're gonna go for maximum points, people. I wanna do this as delicate and precise as I can and really take everything into account, and that is by looking at the first matchups, because they can really screw up the entire 3-0 picks and the 0-3 picks and, you know, give us an idea where we are. And also, while doing that, I will explain what I think about these teams, why I think they will advance or why I think they will falter here in this stage. And because I know the average attention span from my viewers, we're just gonna do the most important matches for this specific pick'em. Right, first matchup, Virtus Pro versus MIBR. MIBR is actually not that bad a team if you know what you're talking about, because like, yes, Virtus Pro, they have so much firepower, yes, they qualify quite handily, even though people had their doubts about them, but they're still a great team. But MIBR is not a bad team. They, through the Americas qualifier, they had to beat Crew, Imperial and Complexity to get through and went through 3-0, so that's pretty good, especially the Complexity ones, of course. Will they beat Virtus Pro though? Again, the firepower. MIBR and Virtus Pro, it's like a test of like, will the experienced and the veteran team win against the new and young upcoming team in the form of MIBR? I think so. Liquid versus Cloud9. The classic North American clash. Liquid is of course a top 10 team that has like the firepower to like, you know, blow everybody out of the water almost. Like, they are like comparable with a G2 in my opinion, with a less good AWP of course, but the firepower is like crazy on this team. And Cloud9 is just this young team that we don't know much about yet. Like, they made it through this RMR, but they didn't beat anybody big. Like, they beat Omega, and it's just nobody. This Cloud9 is just a big old question mark. And the funny thing is, I don't really need an answer to it. It's not like, oh, I want to know if Boomich and the rest can... No, I think they're going to be fine, but nothing spectacular. I think Team Liquid should be better. Because like, if we look at all the players, right? Alright, we all know the Liquid players. They're going to be good. Except Yakinder, of course. But let's look at the Cloud9 players if you didn't know them. First off, like, their biggest star, in a sense, is Heavy God. Yes, he's great. But we haven't seen him since he came to Cloud9. We haven't seen him in action or play any, like, as good as he did in OG. And that's OG of all teams, alright? Let me just say that. That's kind of bad, actually. Then we have Icy. He's a good AWPer, but, like, he's not on, like, even the top 10 of, like, most interesting CIS AWPers. Like, it's Monacy, Wrinkle, and Dexter, for example. Like, so it's not that exciting, in my opinion. But then you have Exile, who was, like, he was only good in 2021 and 2022. Very suspiciously the online seasons, let me just say that. And he hasn't done anything since then, and we're almost entering 2025, and his last big performances were in 2022. So I don't see much happening there. And then the last one, like Boomich, yeah, he's probably a good IGL for CIS standards, but like nothing spectacular like others. But again, yeah. And then we have Inters, yeah, you know, nothing impressive. Oh, well, it's actually impressive, you know, he is impressive, because it's impressive that he's still in tier 1. That's just, I think it's, no, but in all seriousness, I think Liquid is gonna beat Cloud9. Pain versus Imperial. This has to be Pain, I think. Just like in these derbies, these teams have played each other like so many times, they know each other very well. It can get messy, yes, but every time they have played, it's always Pain that wins it out, and Pain is just like this. I think it's the best Brazilian team. I'm curious to see like Pain versus Fury. I want to see that and see like who's the best, because Pain, they just have that camaraderie more. They've been playing so long together, and also Big Zero is the best IGL in Brazil right now. And I think this is just a clear victory. I think Imperial is not cut out for this, and they just squeaked in for the last qualifier of the Americas, beating like teams like Crew, KSA, and Red Canits, or whatever, Canits, whatever you want to say. Yeah, nothing impressive. So, and Pain is impressive, so I pick Pain. Oh, I don't, don't know what that means. Alright, now we get to the pick'em. Alright, guys, this is what you waited for. We go to the 3-0. And the best 3-0, in my opinion, is going to be Team Liquid. They just have the most firepower. They have, well, comparable with a VP. But then they have, you know, shown a lot. They are always, like, close to, you know, being a top 10. They beat the biggest teams here in this entire group. They only faltered to, like, a FaZe or something, or a Na'Vi. So, you know, nothing to, like, be disappointed by. And you know, the level's not that great. I think the toughest match is gonna be Pain and Fnatic and Big that they're gonna run into because of the, you know, the seeding and stuff. And you know, they have those matches every day. If it's at any normal tournament, they will win that every time. So yeah, definitely. Team Liquid goes 3-0. So the other 3-0 is gonna be Furia or VP. I don't know. It's like I know I just said VP is probably maybe losing to MIVR, but what if they don't? They have a great seeding, you know, that I feel like that's probably the toughest match towards a 3-0. And it's a best out of one, which anything can happen, you know, that's the problem. Anything can happen in these fucking pesky best out of ones. But if VP just shows up a little bit, just plays like 60% at normal level, they will make it through this easily, if not 3-0, you know? So I would say VP go through 3-0. So the 0-3 are a little bit easier, in my opinion. First one, Imperial, I already said it, already was bashing on them. I think it's for a good reason. They sneaked it through the America's RMR, a weaker continent or region, whatever you want to say. They are struggling against regional opposition as well. Yes, they won a game against Mouse for a semi-final spot or a playoffs or something, but that's just a useless game because there was like 4 extra lives or something. Just don't waste your time on that. The other 0-3 is Rare Atom. Do I have to say more? Yes, I should say more, because if you look at it, if you look back at all the opening stages, whatever you want to say, the Asian team rarely actually goes 0-3. And it's always like, oftentimes Brazilian team actually, so, you know, Imperial pick, looking pretty good. But it's always a tough one because they can squeak in a win. But like, come on, Rare Atom, come on. Like I think it's fun that they're here, but it should have been a Talon, or should have almost been a Drillas from On the Pixels, of course. But no, I don't think Rare Atom is gonna win a game, nor should they. But will they? I don't know. Let's go to who is going to be 3-2 or 3-1. First team, Furia. Gonna make it through, I'm quite sure. You know, I think they can go through 3-0 maybe. They can go through 3-1, which would be the most logical in my mind. But they can also just squeak out those last fucking day where they go 3-2, and it's about that last map, and it's gonna be Fallen doing something crazy just pulling him just a bit further, and so he can get another 6 months on his contract. That's what I assume Furia will do, but they will make it. Big Clan. I'm also kind of surprised, at least I think, but like they made through the Europe RMRs, so that's quite impressive, even though they didn't have a hard run. But here there are also teams that are not like the best, and they actually should have been in the elimination stage, the next stage, but because of a Valve ruling, boo Valve, they are now here, but they have at least a high seed, so they should run into easier opponents, which they will, you know, because this team has some great players. JDC, he was in Mouse, he was doing great there, but he got replaced by an Exertion. It's not the end of the world, you know, that's pretty nice. Or was he? No, he was replaced by Yimpat, I'm sorry. But then you have Regon. I love Regon. I want to see that guy like scream and yell like he did in Bad News Eagles. Tapson is great, quintessential German man, and I like it. I'm here for it. Searson, I want him to step up because he is the AWPer and he used to be so great, but like I want him to like really like whip that AWP around. And of course Crimbo, best German player, has a bright future ahead of him, but like Tapson, he's gonna stay in Big for a long ass time, so we're gonna see it. But I think Big is gonna make it through. The Mongols, I'm a big Mongols fan. I think the Mongols, you know, they're consistent. They have been, this year they have been a top 10 15 team, and with that you should make it to the elimination stage. What can I say? You know, Blitz, I like Blitz. I think he's the Genghis Khan. I don't know if that's insensitive to say, but I think it's a compliment. I would love to be Genghis Khan myself, but I ain't. But yeah, I just like this team a lot. Techno Blade, it's not Techno Blade, it's Techno 4K. I'm just a big Mongols fan. I can't get enough of them, and I think they're gonna make it through. Complexity, solid team, but I have less confidence in them than I normally do. And that says a lot, because I never really had any confidence in Complexity to start with. But they are a team that is, yeah, they're good, and they should be top 16 in the world, so they should go through this. But, you know, I think they can be so much better. They can just, you know, replace a Helzerg with a Sampaios, for example, or a Simple. That could be fun. And if they don't do that, I think Elise is gonna go to Europe. You know, there's a lot of, you know, rumors that he's gonna get picked up by a good European team, like a Vitality, a G2 maybe. Falcons, I don't think so. Or FaZe. You know, who doesn't want that? That's fucking awesome. So yeah, so maybe I want to see Complexity fail and Elise getting to a cool ass team. But I think the world is not that cool. I think they're gonna qualify and Elise is gonna stay there just for a little longer. Pain. It's either for me Pain or MIBR of the Brazilian teams that are gonna make it through, but I think it's gonna be Pain. They just, you know, they just have been playing together for so long. They have the best IGL in Brazil. They have been beating everybody in the region, and every time it's also they've been beating MIBR. MIBR can make a case with like players like Insani and Lucazi and, you know, Safi. So, you know, they're very good, but it's the system that Pain has, and the camaraderie, I think, that edges it out for this for Pain Gaming. So I'm gonna pick Pain. All right, the last pick is gonna be between Gamer Legion and Cloud9, and this is a very tough one, like everything in this opening stage has been. But I have to edge it out to Cloud9. They just have the better names in comparison to Gamer Legion. I think Gamer Legion, the players have a lot of like potential. I think they can really. Like, I love CTR. I think he's going to be great. I think he's solid. And then you have Slant and you have Flamus, who I think is the star player in this team. And I wish them all the best. I wish their coach all the best. But I think it's going to be Cloud9 for that last pick. So those are my picks. We're going to see Team Liquid and Virtus Pro make it through 3-0. Furia and Big, the Mongols, Complexity, Pain, and Cloud9 3-1 or 3-2. And then Rare, Adam, and Imperial 0-3. I hope you can agree with these picks. Maybe you think you're better than me, then say it down in the comments, come at me. Leave a comment if you agree with me, or you think I'm wrong and I should kill myself. It's always welcome. Leave a like, I would appreciate that a lot too. Subscribe down below to follow more of these videos, because we're gonna look at every stage of the major, of course, elimination stage after this, and then of course the playoffs, and we're gonna go for that diamond, guys. So, and woman maybe, but we're gonna try and get that diamond, and I feel pretty good about this one. We have been doing quite well in the RMRs. If you want to see those videos and see if I, you know what I'm talking about, we be winning right now, if those count, just saying. Also, after the major, there's gonna be more Counter-Strike content coming your way in the form of like roster shuffles, debates, or discussions, and yeah, I want to, you know, talk about Counter-Strike with you guys. And if you're down for that, please subscribe down below. I will really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be the elimination stage video. Alright, see you. Have a nice day.